Peer pressure. Pressure. Peer pressure.
And we're live.
Peer pressure.
Welcome back to another episode of
Peer pressure.
I'm your boy,
Peer pressure.
Brando, aka
pressure.
I have no AKAs. And I'm here today with my guy, Damisito, aka the Latino Nelly, aka shaking his belly. And
Cut it.
for this episode, this episode, we trying to talk about let's talk about love. Where's that from?
Let's talk about. I was about to say the sex
Oh.
baby. Sex baby.
Oh yeah.
What song is that from? Actually,
I only know that from
me. Let's talk about all the good things
Pitch
and
Perfect.
the bad things that make me.
But yeah, I'm trying to talk about love. You feel me? YouTube exclusive. You feel me? So I know there's something that just jumping right into it. Just jump right into it. Dami.
There's like a pack of peer pressure like catchphrases. That's one of them.
just to
If
jump.
we can just dive in.
Can we just jump right?
We just
The
jump
peer
right
pressure
into
starter
it.
pack. Me and Dom are allergic to corny things.
I feel like also in that pack of
Yeah,
sounds would
it's
be corny.
Yeah.
Oh, it's corny. Oh, it's corny.
So just to give a little backstory, I don't know when we started hating. Like I don't know how would you describe the things that we hate, like corny things, quote unquote,
As much as I don't want to say this, I feel like the things we call corny
are real.
are mainstream.
Really?
things. I think so. I think about this a lot. This is one of the things I actually think about a lot.
Like why we hate stuff.
I don't think. Okay, I think
I don't-
hate's a strong word.
Okay, yeah.
I don't say we hate stuff. We just find things corny.
Yeah.
I know it's hard to explain, to be honest.
And do you actually know? Because off top, like I don't know
Off the dome?
Off the dome, off wax. Like,
Well, on wax.
shout out to Selena on wax. I don't know what the actual the meaning of corny is. Like,
Can
let
I
me
look
look
it
at
up?
my
Oh my
second phone.
god, Brandon's been carrying around 2 phones. I have no idea why, and he won't tell me. It's just very annoying.
Okay, I was looking up My Chemical Romance.
Black Parade. How's that song start? Damn,
Someone in the
fake
comments let us know. 'Cause we don't.
I don't know how you get a free shirt. Just kidding.
All right, corny meaning.
Urban Dictionary.
Oh, trite, banal, mawkishly sentimental. Oh, it sounds corny.
Oh, that's perfect.
Oh yeah. It's like
Mawkishly
mocking.
That's
yeah.
actually what I feel when I say that.
You know what's crazy is that I never knew that you spelled mawkishly like that. Like you're mocking something in a way.
It's
like
spelled MAWK. I can't.
ISHY.
Yeah.
Mawkishly.
LY. My guy.
Yeah. So I think that it's something that we need to address or unpack a little bit as to why we feel these feelings.
Why do you think? I actually was thinking about this while I was in the bathroom waiting to record this episode.
Yeah.
And I actually think I put my feet. But I want to hear what you.
Wait, what'd you say? Sorry.
I was thinking about like why I think a lot of things are corny.
Yeah.
And I was like, I feel like I've come to a reason why in my
Okay.
life. But I want to hear your answer.
Why I think things are corny?
Or like why like we think that so much. Because that's something we say a lot. Like,
Okay.
Oh, it's corny. Oh, it's corny.
Off top, like I think it's hard to separate the real from the fake.
The
No.
real. The real.
The real. No, but if something is like mawkishly sentimental, I don't know why I have. I'm not averse to feeling like sentimental feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I just think sometimes it's like it's
Fake.
too much. It's like it's doing too much. Like, oh, that's corny.
Not
Like,
fake, but too much.
It's like too. It's not. I'm not saying that people have to not feel it to the extent that they want to feel it or express something they want to express. It's just.
yeah.
I have to get into it already. It's like I think in the okay, here's the thing. In the age of like social media, right, or whatever.
Millennials.
God, okay.
Corny.
We all know that people post on the internet to like for attention or
Yeah,
for those types of reasons. Like, and we're all in it for the same reason. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
To
so yeah, I mean, if you.
Oh yeah, push it.
So it's
push
like when
it.
people come out and they like say these things about how like they overcame this thing and they like write a big thing about it. Like
I love
yes,
you do that sometimes. You come and ask
No,
me. You say I'm
no.
corny. I do that from time to time.
You do, no.
Do a little sentimental
no,
post.
because
every once in a while.
Dom is real on Instagram. Follow him at Damisito.
I feel like I post more of those than anything because
I
like,
think
that's the only time.
let
like,
him hear
I'm-
the real.
The real.
No, but like, maybe it's because I know you. It doesn't seem corny to me. Like for example, like I know you posted about like, you posted about like graduating college or something like that, right? Like
that was like okay. I think the one
this is my part, nobody else speak.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
that one was like a big
That was a big deal.
and that was one of those ones where like I like to me because
Yes.
I know your feeling of like oh that's corny. And so when I post something like that, like I think that instantly like this is gonna be corny, and I'm okay with this being corny, and
I understand.
and I know that, you know what I mean. But I overcome that at certain points where I'm like I just gotta put this out there.
So okay, so just to give people some context, like you graduated college, and you, if I'm not mistaken, you're like the first one to graduate.
First generation.
There we go. Shouts to Cal Poly Pomona.
Hey, Cal Poly Pomona is one of the highest rated in like moving up in your socioeconomic bracket. Cal Poly
really?
takes the most like people who've come from a lower socioeconomic bracket and brings them up. Like
That's
when they
good.
graduate, they go like
That's cool.
a higher percentage of them end up higher than when they came in.
Wow, that's honestly really nice.
One of the top rate in the country, son.
Polytechnic school, you
know
feel
what I
me?
mean?
You feel me? Anyway, so Dominic, first generation college graduate,
Yeah.
and he took to social media to explain that to people or to tell people that happened in his life.
Yeah.
And so like it was a very long entry on Instagram, and it was really real. It was sentimental, it was
real.
emotional, it was like it was genuine. But maybe it's because I know you, and I can see that you're coming from a real place.
Yeah.
But then like if someone else were to do that, I don't know how I'd feel. Like I don't know if that would affect me, and I would think that would be corny or not.
I know exactly what you mean.
Do you think that, let me pose this question to you. Like, okay, first of all, what's your reason for thinking things are corny?
I think things are corny. And I was thinking about it when you said it, and I didn't want to interrupt you, but you said something like something about being genuine, and it to me like sometimes it seems fake, and that's what I see as corny.
Right.
When someone's doing something to like live up to an image almost, or
Yeah.
like you know how like on social media like there is like certain standards or certain things you see a lot.
Yeah.
And like people post like the same type of pictures
Because I feel like they know it'll get a
Exa-
response, right?
Or they see a lot of other people posting similar pictures or similar captions, so they start posting it.
Yeah.
That's corny to me. The perfect example is, remember when those pics of
Oh
like,
my god.
the guy? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
The guy leading the girl leading the guy, and
like-
then they took a picture of like the hand.
Like on a beach or like into the sun or
In my head, that's the definition of
yes.
corny.
Oh my god. Undoubtedly the definition of corny. I think everyone for the most part. Okay.
You know, wait. Side note. You know what's
Yes.
funny is when I read the definition of corny, I was like, wow, this is so. Like in my head, I was like, wow, this has corny dead on. Like,
Yes.
this is the perfect definition of corny. I was like, no, duh, that's the definition. But anyway, sorry.
Yes.
go ahead.
No. I agree. But doesn't everyone think those pictures are corny? Like if the girl is holding the guy's hand and the guy takes a picture like this, everyone doesn't. Besides the people
No.
maybe posting it, like they
No,
don't-
some people think those are cool.
Are you so kind of diving a little? Let's dive a little deeper into that. Into like
Let's just jump into it.
specifically relationship corniness.
Yeah.
Is that a way to like if I'm the guy in that situation and my
Yeah.
girlfriend who would never do this and
Like shout out.
Paloma is like holding my hand. She like walks in front of me. I stretch my arm out and I
Yeah.
take a pic of me holding her hand, and she's like leading me into Disneyland or whatever bullshit,
God.
right? Is that me like? And I post it on social media. Is that me spreading by like I love this girl so much, blah blah blah? Like, what if that's the intention behind it? It's still. Is it still corny if there's genuine feelings behind that?
I think that one's a bad example of that. Just
Right.
because that's one that so many like. I feel like that picture is not an example of showing like I love this person so much.
I get that.
That one's just strictly trendy. You know what I mean? That one's simply like
I can hear that.
That one's simply like people are doing it because a lot of people have done it before, and they think it's like oh let's take one of those pictures. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's like that's just corny. That's just straight corny.
That's
to
just
me.
corny.
There's
'cause
no
you're
way
milking,
around that.
You're milking the sentiment. You're milking sentiment for the likes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I think like I'm more like. Because I think sometimes we're guilty of calling like you said, like if someone else would have posted a picture like I posted back then,
Yeah.
like you would have thought maybe that's corny. I think sometimes we are guilty of thinking things are corny when it's like that's like a real. I mean,
Yeah.
people are like it's a real pose. You know what I mean?
On the opposite side of that, I've seen posts where people talk about like struggles they've overcome in life and,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
things
yeah.
like that, and You know, it's like it's very like objective in my head. Like sometimes I feel like they're being like genuine about it, but then other times when people say like I'm trying to spread awareness about this,
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like they're reaching for stuff in a way when they're like talk about certain issues that they've gone through.
I think the big line for me is when it's like when it comes off as genuine as opposed to when it comes off to people wanting attention.
Yeah,
Because I think when you do something like post something that's personal and like that,
you're right.
you know people are gonna react to that because you like sharing a piece of yourself. So at some point, like if you become aware that if I do something like this, I'm gonna get attention for it, then all of a sudden you start posting stuff that isn't as genuine and you start, you know what I mean? Because you know the response you're gonna get.
Right. It's like you feed the equation again.
Exactly. You
So-
figure out the game.
So I just licked the mic on accident. But okay, say for example, like they make that first genuine post, right? They didn't expect to elicit like a big response or whatever. They're posting it in the first place for more or less attention. Is that wrong?
That's weird for me. I don't know.
Right.
I don't-
It's tough.
Because like that goes back to like the whole social media thing. Like you post stuff because people are gonna see it.
Right.
And you post stuff to get likes.
I think this is why we don't post that much.
You know what it is.
Because we just think too much about. I'm not trying to be the corny guy, but on the flip side, again, like is it going forward, like into the future?
Yeah.
Is it weirder for someone to not post than to post? Like, is it weirder for someone to not, like, in 50 years, 200 years,
100%.
like, it's going to be weirder for someone not to record their whole life,
If
right?
you ask someone right now, they're like, "Oh yeah, what's your Instagram?" And they're like, "Well, I don't have one."
Yeah.
It's definitely a lot weirder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's definitely like violating a kind of, especially like people our age.
Right,
If
right,
you don't have
right.
an Instagram, that's violating a social norm.
Right.
Like straight up. Even as weird as that sounds, like it really is. Like, oh, you don't have Instagram? You don't have a Facebook?
It's kind of,
What?
it's like they don't really exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But also just kind of digging a little deeper.
Oh god, here we go. This is Dig Dug. We're on level 3 right now, my guy.
You played Dig Dug?
Bro, I played Dig Dug all time.
I've
all
never played
day.
Dig Dug.
It's just I used to have this Atari pack of Xbox games. And
Oh, wow.
Dig Dug's the best one, besides like Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man.
That's tight.
You know, PC, Mrs. and
Hey,
Mrs.
speaking of Mr. and Mrs. in relationships, my guy, over the years, do you feel like in your personal experience, are you like a very to your significant other, like are you your partner, whatever you want to call them, are you like a really open, like affectionate person?
I think I've gone through stages. I think my
Right.
very first girlfriend, I was super like
Dude.
PDA, like hugging, like
Babe.
if she wasn't sitting next to me and I wasn't holding her hand while like we were together, like I was like not mad, but I was like, oh, she doesn't like me. You know what I mean?
I feel that.
It was
I
a
feel that.
very, I think my like first girlfriend and like my first relationship was very like a physical, like not dependence, but like a physical type of love.
How old were you?
I was like 8th grade to sophomore year or freshman year.
Okay, and 8th grade's like what, 13, 12?
13.
Okay,
I consider her real, all right? I'm
that's-
an old soul.
People, that kind of bugs me also when people like
oh, you guys weren't. But to be fair, like what I consider a relationship now, that wasn't one. You know what I mean?
right in
like-
your head back then though it was.
Well, no, and it was 100% real.
Yeah.
But like what I consider a real relationship now, it wasn't that.
I get that. Your definitions changed.
Because we really didn't have like a grasp of
What it
our-
really meant, right?
Of
Or-
our emotions at that point.
Yeah.
Like you're going through like a lot of physical
dude,
changes.
if you think about it, at that age in your life, like I had a girlfriend at that time too.
Yeah.
Like you don't really, I don't think you're really thinking about anything else besides like your physical like feelings. Then you think that's what like
You
being,
just
you know what I mean?
I remember being like very intense. Like I like them, this person a lot. You know what I mean? I want to like think about them all the time. I want to see them all the time. I want to always be talking to them. Like that's how
Yeah.
I felt, and that I really didn't think anything past that.
It's weird, man.
So that's what I mean. Like that was probably the most, honestly, like emotion wise, that was probably one of the more intense relationships I've ever been in.
It's a strong flame.
Dude,
it's a
it really
strong
is.
flame.
And they say the first love is the sweetest, but that first cut is the deepest.
I try to keep it together. You were busy telling secrets.
Secrets
Oh,
you was
keep it-
telling everybody but me. Don't be fooled by the money. I'm still this young and unlucky. I'm surprised you couldn't tell.
I'm not gonna sing
Only
that part.
trying to get ahead. No, but for real, that line
Yeah.
always
Cuts
got
you
to me.
deep?
No, because it really was like, even though like I've been in relationships since then, that one I think I don't know how it was for you, but the first like okay, not because I think also some people get in relationships like early on too, but they don't consider their like first one like, oh, I like because technically my first like girlfriend was in the 6th grade.
Chill out,
Rice
bro.
Cipriano.
Hey, whoa.
I'm talking the first
the
and
hot
last.
take.
But I mean, we went out for like a week, and then we went on a date. But the date was really all my friends and all her friends went to the movies, and we didn't sit by each other. And then I left, and that was my first date I ever been on.
You and Risa did not sit together.
She went with her. We all of our friends went because
Mobbing it?
because me and Risa were going on a date. And so all my friends sat in the back of the movie theater. All her friends sat in the front. I didn't see her
At all.
And then the movie ended, and both our groups left, and that was our first date.
What? Yo, I'm gonna be
We
real.
saw
like,
When a Stranger Calls.
wow, the memories on that. I've had similar experiences where that type of thing has happened to me. Like it's like for example, like you would stay up all night like talking on AIM. You never talk to them in person.
You see them in real life?
You
It's
try.
nothing.
I try. I felt so weird.
Dude,
I felt yeah.
Honestly, those like feelings I love like that. I love those because they were like. I feel like the love and like I
Yeah.
felt like back then were so intense.
Dude.
Like, and then like I've never gotten so nervous until like my first like girlfriend. Like I was so nervous.
I think just because it's a new feeling. It's
Yeah.
like a new thing for you. You've never felt. But see, at the same time, I don't know how tied into it is emotionally. Because like low-key, I think that your body's already changing at that age. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. Like it's just a change. And I think I think that you mistake like the physical feelings you're
Yeah,
having
yeah.
for them for sure, right?
I think
for emotional like responses.
I think it's like the lust and love. I think
Oh,
it's 100%
love and
lust.
lust.
But I think like the lust it's like super. It's pure.
It's-
you know what I mean? Like it's oh my god.
It's white hot lust.
What's the shit from Black Panther?
Vibranium?
Yeah, it's like pure vibranium. It's not diluted or anything. You know what I mean? Later it becomes like more refined. They can harness the power, but like
The power.
and then they can like use it for these different things. But like that first one is like pure, it's
unadulterated
uncontrollable. Like you touch it, and you just you
feel it surge through you,
Very
right?
unstable. You know what I mean? That's what like it reminds me of.
Wow. Honestly, when I think about it, it's like I didn't know anything at all at that age. I
Yeah.
still don't know anything at
I
all.
don't know anything about love.
Yeah, like, but it was more. It felt more feeling, you know. Like I just
Yeah.
felt it a lot harder.
Part of me liked it more.
in a different way. In a different way, it was a lot more visceral, like response
Yeah.
that you had when you saw the girl you were into. In
Knees
our case,
weak, arms are heavy.
in our case, girls.
Yeah.
Shout out to every LGBTQ
Sex
everyone,
positive out here.
everyone. But yeah, like it just felt like. It just felt like a physical thing. Like you always wanted to hug them or whatever. I don't know.
That's what I was saying about like be always. That's what it was in the beginning. It was like I always had to be like touching
Yeah,
them
yeah,
or like
exactly.
holding their hand or like
Exactly.
something like that. And that's not like what I consider that now.
So like going through the years, like high school and everything, like how would you say that it changed or it evolved for you, that feeling of love or lust?
I think it became more of like I think in high school is a different stage too. I don't think it was like if we're talking like it was a Pokemon. Like we're at the Charmeleon stage. You know, Charizard was like or
Charmander?
Charmander was like that first one.
I feel it.
And then high school, like the later ones in high school, that was like
Charmeleon?
Charmeleon. And I haven't got to Charizard yet.
Really?
Yeah, but like the Charmeleon phase was more like, because I think in high school, like the physical, I think in junior high, it's a lot of physical changes.
Yeah.
In high school, you're going through a lot of emotional changes.
I think so.
And I think like the relationships I was in high school, they were more like satisfying an emotional need. Like I was going through all this stuff, and that person was there to like hear like all I was going through and like, oh my dad is such a like, you know what I mean?
I feel that.
Like that type of stuff. Like I hate my parents. It's like
Yeah.
I want to move away. Like that type of stuff. And
Can't wait for college.
And all we did was like stay up and like talk about how hard our lives were and like,
Bro, you know what the dumbest thing that I used to do was falling asleep on the phone together.
bro, I was
That was the dumbest shit I could have ever. Yo,
No,
you
you
know how
hang
many
up first.
minutes?
No, you hang up
You know how many
first.
minutes I wasted? That was back when you didn't have unlimited
had minute
minutes.
plans?
You had minute plans. I went over. I cost my family so much money.
you fell asleep on the phone.
Yeah, I would just fall asleep on the phone.
I was never the dude to talk on the phone. I hated talking on the phone.
Why?
I was a texter.
Oh, I didn't.
Dude, because talking on the phone like gave me a form of anxiety that I didn't want to talk on the
Oh,
phone.
you didn't know how to respond in real time. Like
No, like, and when I talked on the phone, it was always fine.
it was real smooth. Like,
But just in my head, you know what my favorite part was when you're talking on the phone.
Oh, shut up.
And you have late, and all of a sudden you get tired, and you go, oh no, what you and this sleepy voice comes out. It's like,
no,
oh my
I'm
god,
awake, I'm
oh my
awake.
god, oh my god, babe, I love your sleepy voice. It's like, yeah, me too. The sleepy,
You sleep? You up right now? You sleep? I'm about to fall
hey,
asleep.
hey, are you still up, babe? Babe, you fall asleep? I'm just gonna stay on the line and listen to you sleep.
Yo, that's for real though. Like that's what we did. That's what I did. I did
Oh
that.
no, that was real.
Yo,
That
like-
was so funny. Oh my god, I hate that.
And
phase.
so okay, and so in our stage now, like in that from where we are now and looking back on that, is that corny to you? Because in the moment though, it was real for me, right?
People say like when teenagers get like in a relationship, like, oh, like you don't know, like, yeah, like that's all they know. You know what I mean? Like
I feel that.
I think I had to go through that phase, that relationship phase, in order to get where, like, I had to go through like the very like emotion, the very physical, like very intense, the pure
white
vibranium
hot
form.
love.
Yeah, and I had to feel like I had to go to the very emotional dependent one
Right.
to be like where I'm at now, or like I'm like kind of over those two, and I'm wanting something more like stable and controlled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
yeah.
even though like I don't think those are corny, I think those are necessary.
I get that. No, I totally hear you on that. Like
I would want to talk to someone who's going through their first relationship like later on in life, their first like real relationship, to see like if they still experience, or if it's like a first relationship type of thing, or if it's an age type of thing.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because
Right.
I don't know which one it would be.
like sometimes I go to the library and like I just work in the library and stuff.
The Chino Hills Library.
Yes, James S. Stallman. And
Chino Thrills.
and sometimes I leave the library, or some high school kids come into the library, like from Ayala.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember being in high school thinking like when I became like a junior and senior, like I don't know if I felt older or whatever, but like I felt like I was like, I don't know if it was the mentality, but I felt like more on top of things, or like I felt like more
like,
grown.
Looking back, you feel like you're more.
I think in the moment I
mature?
also felt like that. I think in the moment I didn't.
In
I
the
don't-
moment, you're like, well, I'm
not like
I'm grown
mature,
as hell.
not like grown as hell or like mature. It's just like I don't know. I'm trying to recall that feeling, but
Yeah.
like I know I didn't feel like a kid, like a real like super like child, you know.
Yeah.
And even now we're still young people. You know what I mean? We're
Yeah.
young adults.
We young babies.
But like I leave the library, I see these kids walk in, and they're like so young. Like they look so young,
Bro.
and it freaks me out because like I remember thinking to myself when I was that age, like I didn't think I looked that young or felt that young. You
That's
know?
that's the old head effect is what I'm dubbing it right now.
oh the old
All the seniors at high school are like, man, is it just me, or are these freshmen getting smaller and smaller? Everyone always said that, bro.
I think you feel
Like,
smaller though.
Yo, these new kids are just getting shorter and shorter, and it's just like that's an effect of growing up.
I wonder if that's a universal thing for all high
100%.
schools.
Everyone would always say that, bro.
You're
it's just
right.
because like you're looking at seniors, and like the seniors look so big, and you don't
It's
realize
weird.
how small you are. You know what I mean?
Can we just pause for that ball right
you don't
there?
realize how small you are. The universe is a big place. I was trying to say something
Peer
deeper. but
No,
I
it's
couldn't get it.
okay.
Sorry.
But yeah, no, you just feel, you don't realize that you're still really small. Like if you think about the age gap, like you're in 8th grade and you come to 9th grade. 8th grade is
Yeah.
young, my guy. 9th grade is young, and that's just it's just a way of it's just you have to adapt, I guess.
What was your? So I know we were talking about like your like high school
Yeah.
romances. So you asked me, but like, what about like you? Like, how did
Yeah.
it feel? Like looking back, like was it like very physical? Was it very? Like, was it a mature and grown relationship?
So my first girlfriend in high school, it was weird. I don't know how to describe it really. It was
Uh-huh.
like me and her were like, it was weird because like we were in a weird way like family friends, or we became family friends because we started hanging out so much and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And I don't know. I remember like really being
like cousins?
chill out. Really like physically like being, you know, like that white hot, like you want to, you know,
Be all
whatever.
over you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like hold your hand all the time, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, kiss you all the time, blah, 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 blah.
Just a side note, that's like now that's the cringiest shit to see. Like when people
Oh,
are
I had
like
no
that,
shame. No shame in high school or
Oh,
junior high. Like,
God.
let's just make out wherever.
That's the worst.
Like, let's not be.
That's the only. Remember how we were saying before? It was like, oh, do you look back and be like, oh, like you guys don't know anything? Like that's the only one. It's like, yo, you guys need to chill out.
like, stop making out.
yeah, you
in
guys
the
need
mall.
to chill out. That's the only one. That's like, oh god, this is disgusting. Sorry, go ahead.
It's like, okay, yeah. That one was just weird, and it ended in a really strange way. I know I've told you this before. her mom found out we were going out because at this point she wasn't allowed to have like a
Wait,
boyfriend.
who is this?
Can you bleep it? Or
Yeah.
I don't think she's gonna
Just
listen.
tell me
to it.
off mic. Oh, I thought you were talking. I thought this was in junior high. I thought you were talking about someone completely.
Oh no! Wait,
different.
junior high and into high school, this was her.
Oh, so we had the same junior high little thing.
We
going
had
on.
little same junior high little thing. So her mom, I don't know if I told you this. Her mom found out because
Yeah.
she wasn't supposed to have a boyfriend at the time. I don't think she's still allowed to have a boyfriend.
Hey,
Hey,
you
hot
can't
take.
You can't have a boyfriend until you're married.
Oh my. Anyway, her mom found out we were dating or whatever, and her mom calls me from my from her daughter's phone. So like my girlfriend, like she uses her daughter's phone to call me. She like goes on the phone. I say hello, and then she's like, "Hello, this is Mrs. So and So." Like,
This is Mrs. Lee.
why you gotta do that to me, my guy? And she starts flaming me. She's like, "Are you dating so and so?"
Nah, we're just friends.
I said, yeah. I was like, yeah. And she's like, well, I think she might have read our text or whatever. That's the worst when
Bro,
your parents
I
reading
got a
the
story
text.
for you, my guy.
Oh, God.
I got a story for you.
So it's like, it was, I don't remember a lot of the questions, but I remember I was downstairs. I moved upstairs because I didn't want anyone to hear. And then she asked me, like, how are you going to say I love you to my daughter? Do you know what love is?
You're
and
like,
then
hell yeah.
I was like, yeah.
What did she say?
She's like, so what is it? I was like, I remember saying this. I was like, you just care about someone a lot. Like, I don't
you
know.
should be like, what is love to you?
Yeah, dude, it was really strange. And
Miss Lee, you're divorced. Just
no,
kidding.
that's a hot take. She's not.
Imagine. All right, that's right.
That'd be wild. But yeah, dude, like, I remember she flamed me on that. And then I just stopped talking to
That was it?
Yeah.
Did you ever talk to her? My girl?
My girl.
I stopped talking to my girl.
Yeah, no. And it's funny because when I go to church with my mom still see him. I still see him.
What's up?
I don't know what to do.
Do you guys ever have resolve after? Like, you ever talk about it?
No, I don't really want to talk to her. That was looking messed up, my guy. I was in 8th grade.
You know what
or
love
like,
is? What is love?
yeah, dude. I was like
Start
young.
reading her your poems.
Yo,
Like, love is
the poem writing, my guy.
love is the summer breeze going through her hair.
No, but yeah, like looking back on that, like that was a messed up experience. Like I feel like that was pretty. Like I understand being protective of your daughter or
Yeah.
whatever, but like come on, man. Like
One of the reasons I didn't want to talk on the phone, like, you know how you said you like moved upstairs?
yeah,
One of the reasons I didn't like talking on the phone is I was super paranoid that
People would hear you?
someone would always hear me. I was like, that was like my worst fear, is like someone to hear what I was saying on the phone.
I love you so much. Like
Like, oh, I miss you. Oh, I miss you. What are you doing right now? Oh, I'm so tired. Bro,
why are those so accurate?
my
bro?
sleeping voice trumps everyone's sleeping voice. No one has sit on my sleepy voice. My sleepy voice got me 3 girlfriends.
You're wild. Chill out.
Sorry.
No, but yeah, like I definitely didn't have no shame about like who care. I don't care who heard me. I don't care who hears me.
I was very weird about that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was super weird about that stuff. But yeah, so like, but okay, your high school.
that was my first high school girlfriend.
But that was like border, like
That was like junior high school.
yeah. So like your first like high school girlfriend, like,
oh yeah.
because like I said, mine was very emotionally dependent and like very like.
Dude, I think that my high school girlfriend, I think I was just with her because she was fire. I swear.
That's a hot take. Brendan doesn't care about girls. He only cares about their bodies. We try to act like we're PC, but Brendan's not. He only cares about girls' bodies. That's a hot take.
No, but at that age, I was like, dude, you know what? Like, whatever. Like, I think I was just, I don't know if I don't even know if she liked me that much, to be honest. Because from what I can gather from my memories, like,
Yeah.
I don't think she really liked me that much, to be honest.
Wow.
I really feel like it was really weird. Like, we only liked each other because we thought we were cute. You know what I mean? Like,
He's
we-
so hot.
yeah, like, we thought we were, like, both really cute to each other. So I think that was just it. Like, I don't think that our relationship was really based on anything like yours or whatever. It was, like,
Oh, that's wild.
emotionally dependent.
I definitely think my relationship had parts of that. Like,
Yeah.
I definitely think like obviously like those were parts of my relationship. Like,
course.
oh, this girl's so hot. Like, blah blah blah.
So
Oh,
hot.
Dom has such a nice body. You should see my body back in high school, bro. I was pushing 45 plates
Oh my
in the
God.
freshman year. My guy, I was ripped. Anyway,
Oh my God, Dom has such a nice body.
I remember being in 8th grade and Tin Yoon walked up to me. He's like, "Bro, how'd you get a 6-pack?" I was like, "Hard work." Hard work, my guy. What you want? I'm just kidding, but yeah.
That man's quoted Tyga. That was the man who quoted Tyga.
Oh my god! Shout out to Mune, wherever you at, my guy. We're thinking about you. But yeah, like I definitely.
That's like, can I just sign over? That sounded like a real like you know when people call into like Coast 103.5?
Yeah.
Where they send messages to their loved ones.
Yeah.
Like wherever you are right now in the world, like you're sending love. Like,
Hey, where you at, man? I wish you the best. I know we didn't get along that well, but man, I love you. Nah, but like so, my relationships, especially in high school, there definitely was a part of that. Like it was definitely played a big part.
yeah.
But it definitely, that wasn't like the main thing I look for. Like I can say that. Like I think the main thing I look for was like emotional support.
Yeah.
Like I really want a connection. You know, more about deeper connections. But so I think my relationships in high school were very dependent upon emotional dependency, which also wasn't healthy. I think at the same time.
I think that I got that emotional connection with my girlfriend after in my college when I was in college.
Who are we talking about?
I can't. But yeah, like I think that's where that was.
I'm really hungry right now.
Are you?
I can go for an apple right now.
Oh, I thought you were actually hungry.
I'm just kidding. Sorry. Okay, but you say that's when it started. Then is in college.
I think so. That's when I started really leaning on someone for like emotional dependence. And I don't think that was that healthy, but I think that it was honestly like I think that I felt like I liked her more than she liked me.
You know what's crazy?
So
I think I don't know if we talked about this on a podcast before, but I know we've definitely talked about this between ourselves before.
when the power balance is off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Explaining to people that me and Brandon have talked about how like we think in relationships there's always one person who likes the other person more.
I think we might have talked about this
On a podcast?
I think so, but just to get back into it, like in relationships, like typically, or from my experience, like it's been the case where it's like someone in the relationship cares more about someone else, or someone in the relationship shows their affection more than other.
I think those are two different things. I think like showing and like caring more are like those are like because some people like aren't very outward with their feelings.
Exactly. So like I've heard on a different podcast or whatever.
We're gonna talk about other podcasts.
I know. But like the person, I don't know who it was. She said something along the lines of like the person who cares more like is typically, or I don't know where she got this data from. It's not always the case that they're the ones that are like a little more reserved when they're like in the relationship, as in terms of like showing their affection.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I think maybe because like they're afraid to like be that open or be that wide open.
Who
you know?
we are really are. I think what's crazy is because like we've talked about that before, and I was like in a relationship in high school where I was definitely the person who likes the other person more. Like I could feel it. Like I feel like I was constantly trying to get them up to my level. You know what I mean?
I hate that we're trying to coax it out of them like a little like,
because I was the one who had to like pursue them, and then they got
dude. That's what happened with me in college. The same thing. Like I was I was in the pursuit.
Yeah,
and it feels like they kind of in a weird way they like succumb to your like advances.
Yeah,
or, like,
okay.
You know, yeah,
but
like
I heard that happens a lot though. Like,
I get that
he liked me in high school. Like, I didn't like him. He kept on trying. And I finally saw. So I don't think that's like that strange, or that like that happens a lot.
Yeah,
but like what happened, getting back into my story, is like I liked that person like more.
Yeah,
like we're talking about power balance as far as like emotional wise. I was definitely the person who was like them more, or was more outwardly at least. And then like we hit a point where we like hit like a rough point. And I was like, I don't think we hit like a spot where like I think we either broke up, took a break, or were on the verge of that, right? And then I felt it switch. Like I could feel. I don't know if they felt it, but I felt it. Then
I remember this. Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, like she was the one who liked me more, and it's weird because
mind games.
I honestly like being in the position where I like the other person more.
Do you really?
Because being the other way, I feel super guilty. Because like I think I can tell. You know what I mean? It's not like I don't like them.
At the same time, you still like them though, right? Like,
yeah,
you still like, yeah.
That's what's weird because it's not like I don't like them, but all of a sudden, like I feel like not
like a dick.
No. I don't feel like a dick, but I feel like kind of smothered, or like kind of because I'm way more used to being in the role where I'm pursuing someone and like liking them more and then I finally like end up getting with them.
Yeah.
So being in the other seat where like, wow, this person likes me way more. It made me feel weird. I don't know if it was I just wasn't used to that or if I genuinely don't like that.
Right. I mean, I think that I felt like I was doing a lot, like when I was in the lower position of power, if we could call it that. Like,
Yeah.
when I was the pursuant or whatever the word is.
You were being pursued?
No, I was
were you
pursuing
pursuing them?
her. Yeah, and I don't know. I kind of didn't. It was the situation. There's nothing I could really do about it. Like, that was our relationship.
Yeah.
I don't know if I really liked it that much, to be honest. Like,
Being
being the one that liked the person more.
have you ever been in the position where it was like they liked you more or you felt like that?
No, like going to my like current relationship. To
Yeah.
be honest, I feel like it's like, well, now I think it's like pretty even. Like, I think we're good. Like, I think
Which
that's-
is where I think it should be.
yeah, like it's a pretty even amount of like love or whatever. You know what I mean?
Because now even that I'm listening to us talk about this, it's like wow that's like a like because in my head like that's not the way like because I think besides like my first relationship I think it was equal. But all the ones after that I don't think it was that equal.
Really?
I always think it was like it's one person liking the other person
Yeah.
more, and that's not the way it should be. Like that doesn't. I don't think that will work out ever.
So, after your high school relationship,
Yeah.
like what happened? I don't know if you want to get into.
What do you mean? What happened?
I don't like your
It's a very vague question.
your next relationship after. I don't know if you want to get into that.
I can get into whatever we want to get into, my guy.
All right, bro.
Let's get deep. Peer pressure takes love. All right, but wait, but like,
I know that it wasn't like it wasn't your situation or relationship after
Yeah.
or in college or whatever. Like, it wasn't you guys didn't stamp it. Like, you guys didn't like.
God, why you gotta put my shit out there like that?
I don't
I'm just
know.
kidding, I'm
I
just
don't know,
kidding, I'm
bro.
just
I don't
kidding.
know, bro.
No, yeah, that one was wild because it was literally the like everything we're talking about. It was literally the epitome. I don't know. I'm literally reaching for the word. Right now. It's literally I want to say antithesis, but it's
Antithesis.
antithesis.
Okay.
It's everything we're talking about. Like it was like in full form.
Oh, it was the epitome. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that so?
That's, epitome is like the pinnacle. Like,
Yeah.
that's everything encompassing. Yeah.
Because it was literally to the point where I knew this person liked me,
Yeah.
and everyone knew this person liked me, and they knew that they liked me,
Right.
but they wouldn't admit it.
Really?
Yeah, they never told me that they until like way later. But like they would be like, "Oh, I don't like you," and I was like, "Okay." And then that was what like kept me in it because I was like, obviously like we're doing all this stuff together. You know what I mean? We were together.
The coupley things, right?
Exactly. And then it was like to the point where it was like I didn't like her like physically and emotionally they were saying one thing, but verbally they were saying the other thing.
Man.
You know what I mean? and that's what kept me because all the real stuff was there.
Real.
All the real stuff was there, but all like I knew it was something that was in their head. They were like, because they had just gotten out of like a long-term relationship. And
Right.
I don't think they were ready to be. The thing was they weren't ready to be in a relationship, but they still wanted to be in a relationship. You know that type of deal.
Right, I get you.
And it was like that where it was like, oh, I don't like you, but I just need someone to be with me, type of thing.
So when you say like that, it almost sounds like it was. I know it's not this, but it sounds like they just needed like a physical presence with them. But it was also an emotional thing, right?
It was definitely they just needed someone, a being, physically and emotionally there to fill this void that they had. You know what I mean?
Like a rebound kind of, but not a rebound. Okay, super side note.
Yeah.
Have you rebounded or like have you sought out a rebound before? And have you been a rebound?
So it's wild. Well, it was really deep.
The real.
Well, it's wild because after that happened to me. So I guess I would consider that me in that point. I was the rebound.
It's like when your dog dies and you buy a new dog.
What's wild is like I'm gonna defend all the rebound guys and girls out there because it's like it feels so like you could tell there's like legitimate feelings there, but they're just like the other person has for you, but they're just not like fleshed out and they're very confused.
They're in a weird space.
They're very confused about their own feelings, but there's legitimate feelings there.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I think those feelings are just
they're like almost it feels like they're like misplaced in a weird way because like it's not carryover. It's just like no, I don't know. Like
they have all this love to give,
Yeah.
but they don't know where to put. It's like
yeah.
So it was like that, and then then I got out of that after like a year, no, almost like a half. It was like a minute.
Yeah.
But I got out of that, and then the very next relationship, it wasn't like a relationship. It was like I started like dating, or not even. I was like talking to this girl.
I'm trying to think. Continue though.
I was like talking to this girl, and all of a sudden the same thing. Like I noticed
Okay.
the same
Feel
thing
you.
that happened to me. I started doing to them.
So let's just break it down. Like in your with your person who you're with.
Wow, this is so crazy. Not using names. It's very hard
it's
to keep
hard.
up. It's
okay,
hard to keep
so
up.
In the first situation in college, right?
Yes, let's
The
call that
person-
A.
Okay, in a situation,
A relationship.
Yes, in a relationship, you were essentially the rebound recipient. Like you were getting all these misplaced feelings.
I
or
was
whatever.
the rebound
Yes,
person.
yes. But in B relationship, following that, you were the person you were with.
It's almost like a
wasn't-
virus. Like I think of it like that.
yeah.
Like I what's the word? I got this virus. There's a better word.
Acquired it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just at a loss for words today. This is coming about
All this
feels.
love.
I acquired the virus from that person, the
Yeah.
rebound virus, where like you have like these feelings, but they're not.
Do you think those feelings you had in B relationship were from A relationship that you just needed to put somewhere, or where were they coming from?
It's
do you feel
wild
like?
because the thing that made me so mad, because I was like mad after getting out of the A relationship.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is stupid. Like, how could they do? Then, like, because after you get out of it, you realize everything that was going on.
But like,
Because then
even,
the feelings are put aside, and you can look at it. You're like, wow, I was being like used to a certain extent.
if it was never a real like a fully formed or like a stamped like relationship, how do you
Yeah.
know it ended?
Because it had to end.
Oh, okay.
Like,
All right. I mean, that's
and that's
fair.
what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like we were like, but if you have to say there's an end to something, like we can't do this anymore. There was obviously something.
there was something there.
Anyway, so like that ended,
This is wild.
and then like I got into something else, and like I literally at that point when I was in this like when I was talking to someone else,
Yeah.
I was in it. I was like right in the middle of it, and I was like, I completely understand where she was coming from. The first girl, like I was like, oh my god, like I understand, like what, and it was and what I did, which was the good thing to do. I'm not patting my own back here, but I literally understood what I was doing, and I had one of the hardest conversations I've ever had. I was like, yo, I like you, but I can't do this right now, and like I'm only gonna hurt you, and I know. And she was like, she really liked me.
Dude, honestly, let me just stop you right there.
Yeah.
That freaks me out because I haven't broken up with anyone. I've always been the
The
recipient,
recipient of the breaking
of the
up.
breakup, and I'm honestly okay with that. Like for right now, I'm like I'm cool.
Dog, I have been broken up with and broken up with people before. Honestly, if I had to choose, I'd much rather be broken up with.
That freaks me out.
Dude,
Oh, God,
breaking
that
up with
freaks me out.
honestly, like it's weird because like I think a lot of people say the opposite. Breaking up with someone is tough. Like it's not easy, especially after like a long relationship. Is like, yo,
God.
I don't.
Yeah.
It's tough. And so I had to do that, knowing that I like this person and knowing that here was the thing, like I knew I could continue this because they liked me that much, and like I knew I wasn't like fully in it, but I knew if you know how like if you love them, let you go, or like if you really care about them, you
Let them go.
You do what's best for them.
Exactly.
I knew what was best for this person
Yeah.
was for me to end things, even though I wanted to stay in it because
feel
I
that.
liked the comfort of having someone there.
Yeah.
But I was like, I can't do this because it's only gonna hurt them. I'm only gonna benefit, and they're only gonna suffer.
Yes.
So I cut it off, and she was heartbroken, and I felt really bad.
Breaking hearts, taking names.
It's not even
Damisito, ladies
honestly,
and
I was about to
gentlemen.
drop a bomb, but it's not even like I felt really bad. I felt really bad, and I was like, it was hard. It was hard because I felt like a dick. So I was like, you don't understand. Like I'm doing what's best for you.
You said that?
No, but
Oh,
in my
okay,
head, like,
okay,
and that's how I felt. Like I was like, literally, like I'm only gonna hurt you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a bad person, like that type of stuff. And I was like,
Get out of here. Go.
yeah, just leave.
Just leave, you stupid animal. Just go. Just get out of here.
All
Don't
right,
look
man,
back.
Let's get into you. So how did your your relationship with college, like how did it end up ending?
Oh, it was just like, from my memory, from how I went, like she just
You just blocked it out.
no, yeah, I just blacked out. I just don't remember. No, like she just didn't feel it anymore, and I was like, what? I was like, no, like I'm still, but okay. There was definitely signs in the relationship where it was like
I feel like,
it was like falling apart.
did you know? So like, do you have a feeling like, oh, this is coming up? Because I know you guys broke up once before.
We had broken up one time. I've never been an on and off type of thing, right?
But I thought you did The first one.
No, I didn't. No.
She broke up with you twice.
Hell yeah, you know me.
You know me.
You know me. I'm durable, my guy.
Break up with me as many times as you want. I bounce back, baby.
I'm right here. I'm still standing.
Last I took an L. Break with me as many times as you want, baby. I don't care. I'll still be here.
I got endurance, son. Anyway, but yeah, like, I forgot where I was going with this. Yeah, she was just, I don't even remember. Like, I genuinely think I blocked it out. Or like, I don't feel like
Blacked out. You really did black out.
Sometimes I feel like I just forget stuff that I don't really want to remember. You know?
Oh, that's nuts.
But I do know why though. I don't remember how she said it or how it went down, but like, she just wasn't feeling me anymore. Like for real, like dead ass. Like she just didn't love me anymore, like me anymore. Really.
Did she say I don't love you anymore? That'd be nuts.
See, I genuinely blacked out. I don't remember that. I don't remember what the conversation was. I remember though.
Nuts. If anyone ever said that to me, they would crush me.
Yo, deadass. Okay, so I was at work. This was at when I was still working in LA. I don't want to drop the name of the store.
Job 'em.
No.
Farfetch.
No, that's not it.
Flight Club.
Yeah. To bleep those.
I might forget.
Okay.
Quote unquote forget.
So I was working at the shoe store. And I remember
Foot Locker.
Yep. Nope. She texted me. She was like, we need to talk. One of those texts. I was like,
bro, that's the worst.
So okay,
bro, you get that text, you can't think about anything the rest of the day. Bro, it's like
I was messed up, bro. And then the thing is like, I told my coworkers and like my manager, we were just talking about it. I was like, yo, like my girl texted me. She's like,
that we gotta talk.
He's like,
she's
pregnant. These are the two things. Make sure you bring a pregnancy test with you to wherever.
That guy? What's that fool's name?
I can't tell you. I'm not gonna say.
You know
anything.
the funny dude?
Nah, it wasn't him.
Okay,
It wasn't him. He's like, bring a pregnancy test. It's like, guys, I don't think it's that. And then they were like,
Brandon is still celibate.
You're still celibate.
to this day.
I am. Am I? I don't know. And then they're asking me like, you been shooting up the club? I was like, huh? I was like, what?
By the way, that saying
is the worst phrase.
Is one of the funniest and worst
the most inappropriate phrase. Heard. I went to the bathroom, looked it up. I came back like, nah.
Hey, you shoot at the club? I had to pee. We'll be right back. No, man, I didn't.
I haven't.
What you were saying last time? Nah, I didn't shoot up any clubs.
Went to the bathroom, Urban Dictionary did, and then I went back out.
The shoot at the clubs is one of the funniest sayings I've ever heard, and one of the most messed up.
It's yes.
Urban Dictionary.
I said no, and then I meet her up that night to like talk at the park. You know.
Oh, wow, we went to the park.
I was like, can I come through? Like I always be at her house, right?
Yeah.
It's like, no, I don't want to be at my house and talk. I was like, oh, it's over. In my head, I was like, oh,
did you know?
Yeah,
off top?
It was over for sure. I got there before her. I was just like, whew, this is bad. It was dark and it was just bad, man.
Don't beat around the bush. Tell me straight up.
Yeah.
Did she get right into it? Or she like?
I think so. There was like some tears, you know.
Oh God.
And it was just all around bad. And then I remember, here's the painful part. It cuts deep, bro.
Oh God.
So this is around June of like 20 whenever, like a couple years ago. I forgot. And we had taken like we were at the park or whatever, and we were like taking a selfie. We like took a selfie like just because it was cute or whatever. And not like you know.
Yeah, no. Oh yeah, I just finished the story. What is the story?
And so
corny.
like, yeah, corny, right?
Corny.
And then so, we took a selfie, and then a few days passed. Then we did that thing. We met up at the park, right? So it was like it seemed like we were in that picture. In that picture, this is where it cuts it deep. It looked like we were so happy, you know.
Oh God! You're just like you went home and just
looked at it,
crying and looking at the picture
on my iPhone.
This was 2 days ago.
No, for real. And it was weird because we'd be like texting each other like, "Yo, like you can get through." Like we were supporting each other in the
you
breakup.
Can get through this.
Like you got like
babe,
it's okay.
I love you. Just get back with me.
And then I
turn up a little bit, my guy.
And I'd be at work. like with the shoe boxes, and then I think about that picture. And I just have to
look at it real quick. Set as your background.
I have to pause, really collect myself.
Like,
I like stepped outside for like a hot second.
Get through this, Brandon.
And then
it's just one day. It's just
yeah,
one shoe.
yeah. Take it one.
It's just one shoe at a time.
Had to get back in it, cause
God.
and And it was wild. Like I didn't have that on my phone. It was on her phone, and I texted her. I was like,
Can you send me that picture?
"Yo, did I?"
Oh my god, you're weak. Oh my god, I had you up until that point. Like, yo, you gotta resist. Come
Dude,
on.
no, for real. Like, dang, bro. Like that actually was like kind of rough, but like eventually, I don't know what changes in you
Yeah.
or like what happens in time. It just doesn't matter anymore in a weird way.
At all? I don't know, bro.
No, not the breakup essentially, but like yes,
whole
the
thing.
experience mattered. Like that was important. Like I grew a lot and I learned a lot and how to be
Yeah,
a
bullshit,
better.
bullshit.
I really don't care. No,
I'm
no.
a better person because of it. Blah blah blah.
No, but like it really just like we've all gone through breakups and stuff. Like it really just it doesn't. Time is the greatest healer. You know what I'm saying? Like, like it really just doesn't like hit you as hard. Like I think about that picture, I feel nothing. Like it's
That's
it's
nuts.
wild. Like
That's pretty crazy how that can happen. Did she say like,
just ask me.
I don't love you anymore? Because
Possibly.
Even if I felt that way, dead ass, I wouldn't say that.
No.
I wouldn't say that. That's messed up. Like,
Well, I mean, what would you if it wasn't the truth? Like, what would you say though? Like, what? How would you?
I would put it like, yo, I just think we're growing apart.
That's
Vague.
That's fair.
Yo,
you know?
I don't love you anymore. That's like demoralizing. Not demoralizing, but it's just like, yo, this is unnecessary.
I feel that.
You know what I mean? Like I would put if I felt that way. If I actually didn't love them anymore, I'd be like, I don't feel the same that I felt like when we got in this. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like a distance is growing between us. Like I feel like
Yeah.
I don't like feel the same way I felt about you. I would never be like, I don't love you anymore.
I can see why you would do that. I don't know. I don't know what I would do
I feel
to
like
be
people
honest.
only say that in spite. You know what I mean? Like if they're
Oh, to hurt them, to hurt the other
Bro,
person.
you know how someone's gonna react when you say that.
I don't love you anymore. That even just those
That
words.
would've- that's
Yeah,
nuts.
that's kind of salty.
Was that the worst breakup you've ever been through? You think?
I remember my second girlfriend in high school, the one who we were just with like together because I think we just how we
Because you guys were
it
both
was like
hot.
it was hella shallow, you know what I'm saying?
Like
Like
just for each other for your bodies.
and the faces, you know, face value type thing. I think that one was a weird kind of hurt. That one was
Yeah.
like a different like I remember we had an econ project, right? And Herod, my friend, our friend, shouts to Herod, he remembers this.
Just your friend.
Yeah, just my friend. I remember I was like, "Hey, mom, I'm gonna go." At this time, we could drive already. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, whipping.
You know, whipping, and
You got in a car accident?
chill. So, at this point, I was like, "Hey, mom, I'm gonna go to Herod's house to work on the econ project." This is right after we broke up on the
Yeah,
phone,
yeah.
which was wild.
You guys broke up. I've broken up with a girl over text before.
Don't
You know me. You know me, bro. I don't play no games.
Oh my god!
I'll break up with you over some emojis, my guy.
With the
Send you the thumbs down.
the X emoji.
Us thumbs down.
But I remember like I was like, "Mom, I'm gonna go to Herod's to work on the econ project, whatever." I went to his house, just broke down.
Sorry, I didn't even laugh.
I just
My guy, you trying to talk about you got?
and the economy is just it's just crashing.
Oh, that's so funny.
No, I went there to not. I obviously that was a lie. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna work on that shit, and I just went there and cried. That was the only place I could. That was the only safe place I could go to
Shout
at
out
that time.
Hira, bro.
Real-
Our
real-
emotional haven.
real homie right there.
Damn, that's nuts.
Yeah, bro, like that was a trip.
I always say this. I always say that I've been through a lot of my life, but there's like a lot of things like I feel like I've gone through
Yeah,
emotional wise.
yeah,
I still think the hardest things I've ever gone through is breakups.
yeah.
I think yeah,
really out of every hardship, out of every emotional hardship.
yeah.
Wow, that's a hot take to be honest.
The dude, I don't know if I'm just a lover at heart.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
or what it is, but like when I think two of them, like I felt like really bad.
Like your world was ending.
Yeah, I think the worst I've ever felt. Like
Okay, which ones?
huh?
which
I
ones?
knew that question was coming.
Yeah, which ones?
I think it was my very first one. I think.
I just okay. Wait, I know you, Dominic.
Why
and
you
I'm,
laughing, my
I'm
guy?
thinking about it's. I don't know.
I think because
Wow, I can't believe that still cuts you deep,
I
my
think
guy.
I think because, God, I'm trying to be real over here. You're just laughing at my
I'm
pain.
sorry. No, I'm sorry.
I just think because those, like we said, those are the truest forms of love.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like it just was very.
I think I would have felt that way also if her mom didn't come
Yeah.
up and call me like that on
was-
some shit.
It was very raw and like uncontrolled. I think. You know what I
Yes.
mean? To the point where like I didn't know my own boundaries.
I get that.
You know what I mean? And that's why I still think that one was the worst.
I don't
one.
know where I ended. You begin.
Because I was so young and I had all these feelings. I didn't know how to control them, and I wasn't sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think it was like the best relationship I've ever been in, but
Right.
I think that one like hurt the most.
Wow. The first cut is the deepest.
And there's another one.
Just give me the time frame.
We're talking about.
Oh, A.
God, they might listen to this. This is my guy. I'm not trying to put, but yeah, that one was hard because it was like.
I mean, it's all water under the bridge now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm about to bleep myself. But yeah, no, and those two, and for different reasons.
I feel that.
I think because that one I was more mature at that point, and like I really liked that person, and it was frustrating to be like, yo, what you come on, my guy, like you like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that one was hard. It was hard dealing with because I'd never been in that because I don't know if you've ever been in a relationship where like you knew you were the rebound person.
In a weird way, my college one, she had gone through like a really long relationship. I feel like, but
Yeah.
I remember that like right when she broke up with her ex-boyfriend, I was like, "Oh, what's up?" Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yo, what's up?
What's up?
I see you
what's
broken
up?
See, you took his name out your bio.
you know what I mean?
See, you took the name of the
The-
bio with a ring emoji.
The initial with the ring, you know?
Like heart emoji, heart
Oh,
forever
God.
to infinity.
Oh my god,
Corny. So it's fun. I want to ask you like about like how you think your relationship is now.
Yeah,
But,
go
like,
ahead. No,
is that weird?
I don't think it's weird. I think that I don't know where it's gonna go, but just ask me.
So so what do you think is different about your? Because I'll give some background. Like I was talking to Brandon about this a couple days ago. When he was in the relationship that he was just talking about, the one
With
I'm hungry for apples. I just got hungry real quick. I had to put it out there.
Wait, side note. I think that breakup was
Yeah.
like really hard. I'm gonna be dead ass. Like that one was like probably the hardest one. But I don't think unlike you, it's not like
They be real emotional boys on this one. I like this.
I don't care, bro.
Give him the real.
the will. It's like yeah, like that one was really tough. But I mean that's not really I could elaborate on that. Like that was just hard
Yeah. No, I understand. I that's what I'm saying. But I told you like
stuff.
the hardest thing that I've been through in my life is probably. That's what I think. Okay, side note. I think that's why now I'm very, very like,
Selective.
like super selective.
You don't want to put yourself through that anymore.
You know what's weird? Because I like you. I don't know if you knew me as this, but I felt like I was always the guy who was in like a relationship. Like when I was
Did you
younger.
think that?
I felt like I was. Did
Really?
it feel like that to you or no? Because I've heard people tell me that before.
You were always in a relationship?
I felt like I felt. Do you not agree?
I never saw it like that really.
I felt I was always in a relationship.
It's weird. Wait, riffing off that a little bit.
Yeah.
I had this moment in my time after that breakup, like the really bad one.
Yeah.
I had this this mentality. I was like, I don't even what's the point? Like, why do we even need to be in a relationship? Blah 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 blah. Like some wild shit. Like I don't even see the point. Blah blah blah. Like what's
Marriage
what
is
it's a sham.
marriage is a capitalistic idea forced upon us. It's like,
I had my Karl Marx book and shit. Like, but yeah, like I had that whole phase where I was like, dude, I had a tough time distinguishing. Like, couldn't you, in a way, like fall in love with anyone you picked out? Like, what makes why did you choose this person? Because their looks, or like initially, like what draws you to this person from the jump?
are you asking me now?
I mean, that was me in my head, like rationalizing that. Like, why did I even choose this person to be in a relationship?
So why did you choose the person you're in a relationship with now? Deep cuts.
Yeah, no, I think that it's partially. Let me be straight.
No,
up,
I asked
like,
you. You explained it. Sorry.
Oh, did you? Was
I
that
asked you that.
hypothetical?
No, I asked you that as a legitimate question.
Okay, yeah. I think that it's partially like yes, there's physical attraction for sure, right?
I think that's always like you're not like
You're not attracted to the person.
exactly.
You
Like
know what I mean?
there's no like you can't like as much as you want to say it's all about like the emotional connection, like who they are as a person, but that like matters.
Yeah.
That's always gonna be
for sure.
depending on how much. Like I think some relationships are more like 95% about physical attraction.
Yeah.
But like
yeah.
it's always gonna be at least a semi part of the equation.
I think that for the relationship right now, I think that I saw the potential it could bring to my life, like
Yeah.
the positive upside that being with this person like would bring to my existence or whatever.
Whoa.
No, my life. You know what I mean? Like the overall quality of my life would probably improve if I were to be in a relationship.
What do you
with a
mean?
person.
Like what
I don't think that my life was like
bad before?
No, like bad or anything. I just think that it would have been. I think it just would have been nice. Like I think that it would have been a nice supplementary or complimentary thing to my life at that point or at this point. You know what I mean? I think she's cute. I think it would have been a cool addition to my life, and like having her in my life would be really good for me. And I think that she's something I can go to emotionally, and I think she's like a kind person. Like I can't even lie. I don't know like what answers to give you because
I'm not asking for a specific answer.
No, but again, I've had this discussion where I was talking to my college girlfriend. We would always talk about how when you're in your like 8th grade, someone asks you like why you like that person.
Why
And
you
it's
like them?
It's always the 5 same. It's like funny, nice, cute, smart.
Yeah.
And whatever the 5th one is. It's like always the same generic things. But
Yeah.
it's hard to ask someone why because like
I'm not.
not like I'm not trying to say you've pressed me or whatever. But
What's
like,
funny is like I feel like it's easier for me to answer that question when I'm not in a relationship.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's why it's like it's tough because like couldn't you have picked you kind of just like their personality. It's like kind of simple in a way.
What's funny is like now I look at relationships as very practical.
Yeah.
And like I'm thinking like this is what I want. Like I feel like I have a greater grasp on what I want out of my life now. Okay, obviously that's gonna change and like blah blah blah. But I kind of know the type of life I want to lead and what the things I want to do.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things I look for and why I'm so selective now is I want someone who matches.
Your music taste.
That's a big deal. I'm not gonna lie. We were talking about this
Yes.
Weirdly, music taste is very attractive.
Dude, I think that it's just it's like a good like metric on how you gauge what someone is into. Like I don't know how to describe it because music says a lot about the person.
If you tell me who you listen to, I don't know if this is wrong, but I have a stereotype about you. Like if you tell me your top 3 albums, I already know what kind of person you are.
If you like 2000s R&B, Dominic thinks you're Filipino.
And you're probably fired.
Oh my god.
But what was I saying? So I think that for now, like the type of relationships I choose is people who coincide with things that like I want to do. And I was going somewhere with that. What were we talking about before that? I know you did throw me off, but it's all right. I'm not tripping. What was I saying before that?
Oh, I forgot.
Oh my god. But anyway,
I forgot. I'm sorry.
But that's what I'm looking for more now, and like it like the physical like obviously matters and stuff, but I'm mostly very selective and want someone who's going to like agree with my lifestyle and like is gonna work and like as weird as it is, like one of the main things I think about. Because, like, no matter, like, what I have career goals, like, I have things I want to accomplish with my life and things I want to do and, like, the type of person I want to be. But, like, my number one goal, as it's always been this, is to have a family.
Right.
And so a lot of the things I think about is, like, how would we work? Like, when I think about, like, I could date this person or, like, I might think about this. How would we work as parents? And how would our, like, values as raising parents? And it's wild. Like I know, like I'm not even trying to have kids like soon. Like that's not something that's on my mind. But like when I think about getting into a serious relationship, that's one of the main things I think about is how would we raise kids together and if our values would coincide and like if we could raise a kid in a positive way. Is that wild? I don't know because that's like literally I'm very practical and now the way like that's what's changed. Like I'm not obviously the emotional side and the physical side is still there like with my previous relationships, but I'm much more practical now and thinking about how I mean obviously like the other things are still there like I said. But I look at things very analytical now.
No, I see that. I don't think there's anything. I think it's just how you are. Like that's just how you are as a person now. And
I'm agreeing.
That's no one knows and no one gets the context on that.
Take the True Colors personality test. But is that okay? Coming from someone who's like may not like think the same way I do. Is that how does that sound? Because that's like always the way I'm at.
No, it's definitely like I'm prepping for the future heavily, you know, and you're trying to make the right choice.
Yeah,
that's I know you as a person, and you're one of those dudes that's like in certain senses, it's like I'm not gonna do it unless it's right, or like I'm not gonna put it out unless it's right, right?
Very much.
So
like
that's
that.
where
Very much
that's
like
where I
that.
see it as a relationship. You're going into the relationship now. It's like I don't know if I'm gonna do it. Like only doing it if it's right. Only
Yeah.
doing it if it's right. And like I'm a little bit different where it's like I'll just put it out. Like let's just do it. Let's just run it. Like
Yeah.
whatever. You know, let's see what happens. Like you won't know unless you do it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I think we're just different, and I can see your point of view, and it's like wow, it's very. But if I was like that, I don't know if I'd make any moves or try to do anything.
And I
like
always
that.
talk to people, and I think like
Not necessarily make moves as in like make moves on girls. It's just like make moves like in my life that way. You know what I mean?
And I've the one thing like I talk about this with other people who have like similar like not like viewpoints, but they tackle life in a similar way you do.
Yeah.
And I feel like you know how like the grass is always greener thing.
Yeah.
Like I talk to people who are like, oh, I wish I was more, not like organized, but more like I wish I would plan, like, because I know like we're different in that way. Where
Yeah.
I'm more of a planner and you're more of a doer.
Yeah, I mean, calling me a doer might be a little.
You know what I mean though. That
I would like to think of myself as a doer. Like I don't think I'm the best doer, but I try
but
to
more
do.
of like a putter outer. Or,
I say-
or,
I
or,
say
or,
what
of a,
you're-
or of a let's do it.
or like I don't care really. Like I don't care if it's perfect. Let's just try. Let's
Yeah.
just put it like let's just run it. You know,
And
what
you
I
can
mean?
obviously the advantages and the disadvantages in both. And
For
I think it's
sure.
like the type of grass is always greener thing. Like I was saying, like I would want to be more like just do it, just put it out.
just try it, right? Like
Exactly.
just see what the waters hold. You know,
And the people I talk to who are more like you, they're like, I wish, you know what I mean? I wish I was more like whatever.
Sometimes I do get into situations or some things where it's like, like I wish I thought about this a little bit more. Like I could definitely see myself like in those places. Like sometimes I feel like that right now. Like sometimes I wish I thought about like as much as working customer service was bad.
Yeah.
The thing that I do miss about like having a job is like some sort of it's not like I felt like I had a purpose working customer service, but I was like striving to something every day, even though I didn't. This customer service thing might not be the best example because it gave me a weird sense of purpose, like that I don't have right now in my life in a
Yeah.
weird sense, like that weird like routine thing.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wish I had planned a little bit better for quitting my job.
Yeah.
But like I'm overall cool with it still. But see, I kind of do think I wish I planned a little
What's
bit more.
crazy is where I'm at now is like nowhere. Like I was very like planned out about my life.
Yeah.
Not planned out, but like I had like very strong ideas about where I wanted to be and what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I kind of got to that point and I was like, oh, I've reached the point where this is what I want to do. And I'm at the door and I'm about to open the door to this is the life I thought I wanted to live. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh shit. I was like, this isn't it.
You planned up to that point, right?
I got up to that point and then like it's like you peek in the door and it's like you go to a party, right? And like you're like, oh, let's just see if this is popping. And then we'll see if we want to go or not. And you open the
Yeah.
door and it's like not popping. You're like, oh, I'm going home.
Yeah.
And that's what it was like. It's like I came to the door and I looked in the party and they're playing like Limp Bizkit and shit. And I was like, I'm gonna bounce.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so
You like Limp Bizkit.
and to that point, and then you get back in the car. This is a wild
Heavy
metaphor.
analogy.
And you get back in the car. It's like, yo, let's just hit up whatever and like see what's going on tonight. And then now like you're going whatever the night takes you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's that type of deal where like you had these plans for the night, and now it's like, oh, let's just see what happens.
what's up, you know?
And that's where like, and then but in doing that, I've kind of like got back on the path. You know, it's like I was like,
I think you
oh,
got back on the path.
exactly where I was like, oh, I'm gonna try this and try this and try this, and I was like, oh, then I get in these situations where like, oh, this
not-
makes sense.
It works out. You know,
Why I'm doing this.
I don't know if this is like idealistic of me or whatever. Like
Yeah.
I think that like even though like you don't or I don't have a job or whatever, like I think as long as you're striving to do something or make something or whatever, like or pushing yourself somehow,
Yeah.
things will fall into place, right? I
Steve
hope,
Jobs,
you know?
my guy, he always talks about in the
Oh.
Stanford commencement speech. He
Oh, the
talks about-
best.
He talks about him doing the calligraphy. He dropped out of college and then he took all the classes he ever wanted to take. He started taking them. He took calligraphy class. He took all these different classes.
Yeah.
And he talks about like you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can
Yes.
only connect the dots looking back. So that calligraphy class he ended up taking just because he dropped out and he liked something. He was passionate about it. He ended up taking the calligraphy class, and that's why the Macs have the nice
Hella fonts.
because computers used to look like that yellow and black text. They used to look like just straight code and shit.
I know you're it's green.
Oh, I'm colorblind.
I know. That's why I didn't want to like.
You know what I mean?
I didn't want to correct you all hot. Like,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he was like the Max wouldn't have the typography or the different fonts
Exactly.
that they have if he didn't take that
Exactly.
calligraphy class. And
Thank
I
you,
think
Steve.
the more I go through my life, I'm more realizing stuff like that.
I think that's you becoming more of a blue, like not necessarily a blue, but more
Yeah.
like along the lines of like me type of person, where it's like we'll just see where the wave takes us. You know what I'm saying?
I'll never be 100% that way, just because
I feel that.
Like I
think since taking this test and you establishing yourself as a green, which is like a planning person, you've like really latched on to, like you really locked into that. Because I never knew you as that guy before.
I think it changes because when I was in high school, I wasn't that person. I wasn't a planner at all. But when I got to college and like I really wanted to prove something, I wanted to prove that I was smart. I wanted to prove that I can get good grades.
Yeah.
I want to prove that I was worthy in a sense. You know what I mean? Then I was like, I need to do this, this, and this. And I was like forced into becoming that person almost. You know what I mean? Because I took on all these responsibilities. I had to figure out a way in order to like
make things work.
Exactly. And I became more like that.
I get you.
Because like you said, like in high school, I wasn't that person at
No.
all. And I think I've become more that person. And then like I feel I became too much that person. Now I'm trying to get back to
just
freedom. You know what I mean?
This was a heavy one, my guy.
Wait, I had one more question.
What's up?
Because I'm in this point now where like I got out of a couple relationships, I think, and now like I'm at this point where like I think for a while I was like not trying to get in a relationship. I was like I don't want anything right now, and I like I was saying, like this was going way back, but I was always kind of like the relationship guy. And I was
never
like,
thought that though.
Whatever. In my head, I feel like I was always in a relationship, and now I'm at this point where I was like, I'm not that, and I wasn't trying to get in a relationship at all because I think from what I had been through. So like after what you had broken up, were you looking for a relationship, or was it like, was there a period where you're like, I'm over this? Like I think you touched on it a little bit.
It was like year-long process basically. Like after we broke up, I was like single, like chilling. You know.
Were you talking to people like trying to? Because I wasn't even talking to people. Like people,
I wasn't really talking to anyone that I was trying to be like invested with emotionally and shit. Like I wasn't really like looking for any of that, you know. I was
trying to hit a few mommies up on the side,
some fire mommies up, you know.
You want to try to get some tacos of beer?
I don't think we have time to go into that one.
That was hilarious.
We'll save that one, but yeah, like I wasn't really. It was like a good year. Like I was just chilling, you know. I wasn't really like. Again, I had that weird, like, a couple month long phase. Like, what is the point of a relationship?
What's the point of marriage?
What is this? You know,
It's just an institution.
Yeah.
Institution of marriage.
So like, I had that whole thing, and then I kind of tapered off of that. And
What happened? Like, what changed?
Like from that mentality.
Yeah, like what went from you like, oh, I'm not trying to pursue anything to the other point where I was like, oh, I'm looking. Was it like
I don't think I was actively seeking that. I just go with my gut. You know, I just felt like it was the right thing to do. You know, I'm not a very, if like my answers were like shapes, like they wouldn't be very square. Like I don't have like clear cut. Like
it's so funny because I asked that because like my answer to that question were like after I got out of a relationship and I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to be in a relationship right now. Like I wasn't, and then all of a sudden I literally woke up one day, I was like, and it was like a 90-degree turn. I was like, I think I'm ready to be in a relationship.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's something that hit like recently. I was like, oh, I could. It's not like I'm actively pursuing anything, like I'm saying, but like all of a sudden I was like, oh,
you're getting there. You can turn the corner, kind of.
Yeah, literally, I think turn the corner is a very.
I don't think I had a corner turn. I just in the moment I was like, yeah, that'd be cool if this were to happen. Like that. That's it. Like that's just. It's very different.
To me, it was just like, okay, I'm ready now. It was nuts.
You sound like a robot, my guy.
I remember, and I remember just being. I remember I told someone too. I was like. Yeah, like I
think you told me.
Yeah, I think it was you. Because it was weird. It was like it was a definite switch in my head.
We were driving in your car somewhere, and you told me.
I was 100% against it. I was like not even like I wouldn't like avoid girls, but like I would ew girls. But like I would talk to girls and like we'd hang out. And I didn't go on dates and stuff, and I would ghost them after.
I know you would.
I would just be like, I would go days like, because I wasn't interested. I just wasn't trying to do that. And then all of a sudden, like I woke up, I was like,
It's pretty messed up.
I know, I'm bad at that. Yo,
Yeah, you're pretty bad.
to everyone I've ever done that to, yo, I apologize.
Yeah,
yo,
it's pretty fucked
I'm
up.
sorry. I'm just a messed up kid. You know what I'm saying? I was a young kid from the Bronx.
You say that all the hardest hardships emotionally of your life were breakups, and you ghost people.
Bro, I'm just hurt. You know what I mean? I'm just.
All I know is pain.
I'm just emotionally wounded. You know what I mean? I'm an emo kid, just looking for some love. But now it's like different. And I was like, oh, okay, I could do that now.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready to turn a new chapter in my life.
Hey man, whatever floats your boat, bro. Whatever floats your boat, my guy.
Relationship boys.
Anything you wanna, like we be getting hit up on our DMs, like,
I know. Hey,
bro,
chill out.
DMs are popping, bro.
Oh my god.
What do you say to all the people who I don't know, like are looking for love or whatever? Like, what do you say to young people who might listen to this and they don't know about relationships or whatever?
What would you say?
I say, if you feel it in the moment, like I'm thinking about us in high school, like in the moment it was right. Like in the moment, I don't think that my feelings or my gut led me astray. You know what I mean? Like I think that all my relationships were different and good and bad for different reasons. So if you feel it in your gut and it feels right and you're not doing it for like bad things or whatever, like I say just ride it out. Like
that's nuts because I would literally like. I would want to say that, but the green in me is like, don't do anything like, because I'm very like okay, like that relationship I said where I was like, I want to be in this, but I know this is bad. I was like, I can't do this. So like, I would.
It's a little different though.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't say just go with your heart or whatever. I wouldn't say that because I don't think that's true.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think that can hurt you in the long run.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm back to my point.
No,
I'm not saying be stupid and like.
But like I would, but like me being the green, I'd have to have that caveat.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like I'd be like, yes, if you feel it, like go for it. But always be aware of how, like the relationship is affecting you, and like if you're pursuing to the point where it's like not hurting yourself, but like you realize where like, yo, this is I shouldn't be doing this. Like what if all your boys or all your girls or all your
peoples,
all of them are coming at you, be like, yo, like you shouldn't do this, or like, yo, this is not healthy. Then you could be like, all right, like go for it, but just be conscious of what you're getting yourself into.
No, I agree.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
We complete each other, right? Two halves to a whole or something. Because I feel like I'm always going to be more cautious, and I feel like you will always be more.
I'm just I try to be a little more free with it, you know.
Which is weird because I feel like we would be the opposite in my head.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean.
I think. See, the thing is, I think that in the macro we're like that.
Yeah.
In like the bigger sense, in the micro, I'm like a germaphobe. I'm not. I'm like I don't like things touching weird. Like
yeah. And I'm very like whatever.
Yeah, no. I think it's in the small scale. Like I'm like very like
germs.
I'm like
bring them on.
Yeah, no, I don't like.
I don't. That's a horrible example because I maybe just seem like a slob.
Dom,
like germs. I like being clean. Dom's just out here like, yeah, like whatever, live and let live. That's not what it's like at all.
Dust and dust.
That's not what it's like at all.
No, but yeah, like I think that we're just in the smaller scale. Like I know that you're a little more, if I could say, like a little, you fidget a lot and like you're a little more reckless.
What does me fidgeting have to do with any of this?
Because like you like knock stuff over sometimes and like you're like,
wow,
you're like a little
flaming me,
a
my
little
guy.
less mindful about the small things. I feel like
Dom just walking as a bull in a china shop, just the Hulk out here, and Brandon is more reserved than he's, but Brandon's all the good things, Dom's all the bad things.
That's what they signed up for, man. Angel and devil, you know what it is.
Hey man,
thanks for listening to another episode of
Peer pressure.
And
this episode was dedicated to my family and Megan Ramiro.
Peer pressure. Peer pressure.